What's up, everyone? It's your boy BLAZEDxENFERNO.
And I'm Eknight117, and you're listening to episode 56.
5.
Fuck.
That was 56. You're right. You're
Oh,
actually right. Holy shit.
let's go.
Yeah. Is it 56? No, wait. Hold up. Yeah,
Is it
it's
55?
55. It's 55. It is 55. Shit.
55 and a half.
Shit. Damn. Surprised by that. The Infernal Gaming Podcast. Hey, shit. Yeah. This show. Oh man, what the
keep
fuck,
fucking
man?
up the intro every time.
Bro, I don't know what episode this is. I think it's 55, but we are recording this episode on what's this? March 4th. March 4th.
March
We
Madness
got a
is
dope show. That's right, March Madness, baby. We balling like it's March Madness. And we got a dope show for you today. If you're new to this show, just know you can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. I think we're going to stop mentioning Google Podcasts because I feel like nobody listens to us on Google Podcasts. Like we have 0 listeners on Google Podcasts. So we might just stop mentioning that. YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, all right? The links are in the description.
Google had a podcast.
Yeah, they got a podcast platform thing. But the links are in the description. Check out our personal links as well. Remember to rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. That helps us grow, helps us, move around in the algorithm a little bit, mentions us to other people that listen to podcasts that are kind of like this, man. Yeah, I mean, kind of like this one. So yeah, boom. Episode 55, 56, 57, whatever episode we on, we here, we in the building. I believe we're on 50. Yeah, this is 55. I just looked it up. It's 55. Shit. It's 55. Yeah. Episode 55. We got a bit to talk about today. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of things to talk about. A good bit of information came out. Just little things. There's a couple things that we missed from last week that I wanted to talk about. And we're gonna knock them out the way right now, man. So there are 3 games that are sunsetting right now. 3 games that kind of shot. 2 of them kind of shot me. One of them I wasn't surprised by. So we got Back for Blood, sunset May 1st. I believe it's May 1st. Knockout City and Rumbleverse. I'm pretty sure Knockout City and Rumbleverse are both going offline May 1st. I gotta look at Back for Blood. If you didn't know, Back for Blood was a spiritual successor game to was that Left 4 Dead?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like heavily like inspired and shit.
Yeah. And we got Knockout City, which was EA's kind of attempt at a dodgeball game. It had a lot of momentum, which is like it kind of makes me sad that that game is ending because I actually know a couple streamers that play that game pretty heavy. So they're getting rid of that. And Epic Games is sunsetting Rumbleverse, which I mean, it had Steam at first, but I think the BR Battle Royale thing doesn't help it. It's a fucking melee Battle Royale game. I don't think those last too well, except for like that one that's really big in Asia. I think it's called like I forget what that shit is called, but it's on like Game Pass and whatnot. It's called like Naraka. That's what it's called, Naraka.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, man. How you feel about this, man? Back for Blood sunsetting. I'm a little upset about that because I streamed it when it first came out. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but I did stream that game when it released because it released on Game Pass. So, it had a healthy community through people from, playing it on Game Pass, but I guess like not enough to keep the game going.
Yeah. I mean, like, to me, from what I heard, because I never played it, it was just like not what people wanted. and the multiplayer system they came up with was kind of janky.
Mm.
So it kind of sucks it never really bounced back from that, because I know there was a lot of hype around it.
Yeah, man. It's sad, man. It's sad.
It is sad.
Not gonna lie. I mean, I had high hopes for Back for Blood. Knockout City. I mean, EA's on some like weird shit right now. They've just been over there like axing everything. They got rid of Apex Mobile. There's another game I think they gave the axe to. Oh, that single player Apex Legends game. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, you mean
whatever
that
the
game
fuck that was.
in the Apex Legends universe, not the Titanfall one?
Yeah, not the Titanfall one.
Yeah.
Apparently the script leaked. Did we talk about that last week? No, we didn't. The script leaked. And the script was pretty lit. It was like it was basically like a Titanfall 2.5. If you really think about it, like apparently Cooper and BT come back. Because you
Oh,
know
that's dope.
Apex takes place like 100 years or so after like Titanfall 2.
Which doesn't make sense, because Viper is Valkyrie's dad, and like unless he's like damn near 100 years old, he literally dies fighting Cooper in Titanfall 2's campaign. So if you
Oh
think it,
yeah.
and then she grows up, but she can't be more than like 30. So like I can't see it being.
Yo, I forgot all about that, dog.
Yeah, right. That I was like hyped when I was like, oh yeah, but now you're telling me it's 100 years in the future. There's no fucking way. Like 70 years maybe.
It might
And
be 70 years. It might be, but I don't know. Let me
and
look that
plus
up.
the Apex dude, the dude that made the whole fucking group, is still alive too, and he's from the original. So
Oh,
unless people
Blisk. Yeah.
yeah, unless they're just have like longer lifespans because of augmentation or some shit, that just don't make no sense.
Oh, it's 18 years. My bad. I'm off by a
All
lot.
right.
It's
God
18
damn, I
years.
was about to say what, like these dudes would be
18 years,
dead.
yeah.
They'd be
Yeah.
in wheelchairs.
Yeah, but apparently that Apex game, like, because the script leaked, and it was basically like uh all of the Apex characters help out like BT and Cooper, like Loba and all of them people.
Right.
Fucking Gibraltar pulls up, and they're supposed to help like BT do whatever he's got to do. I don't know. Apparently the game is gonna be good. I don't know.
It was
I'm
gonna be good.
Yeah, I remember like a YouTuber talking about it. I don't remember exactly what YouTuber was, but
Sucks is that it if they just come out with Titanfall 3, and if Titanfall 3 released like even after Apex came out, like if Titanfall just was like this is the future, like basically is a prequel to Apex but a sequel to Titanfall 2, and I would and still had the classic Titanfall 2 style multiplayer attached to it, I'd be fine with that. I'd be like, all right, there you go. But instead, they were like, nah, Apex, no story.
that's because fucking what is it?
What?
EA does not believe in Titanfall. They don't believe in any of their multiplayer games anymore.
The funny
You know
part
what I
is
mean?
that they took Titanfall by storm when it first came out. And then
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 is ridiculously, well received. It just got fucked because EA was like, you know what, 2 first-person shooters in the middle of a Christmas holiday? Let's do that. Compete against Modern
That
Warfare
was crazy.
and Battlefield. Was it 1 or 5? One of those 2. And then it was smack dab in both those releases. It was Titanfall 2. I was hyped for Titanfall 2. When
Yeah,
they
me
showed
too.
off the Ronin Titan, he had the
Yeah.
sword and shit. I was like, bitch, we
Yup.
get swords.
Yeah. Titanfall 2, that was a day one cop for both of us.
Yeah, that was,
Day
and it
one
was a
cop.
good game. That's
Good
the
game.
worst part, is that it's a good game. It's not bogged down with bullshit transactions. You got a full single player campaign, 10 out of 10 story, fucking
The story was good.
Multiplayer was beautifully set up. In all the maps were fucking pretty cool. All the Titans were pretty cool. I'm like, that game had a long road ahead of it, and the fact that EA basically just like shit all over it despite it is just like you could tell they worked hard on that game, and it's upsetting to see them not be super. It's upsetting to see it's not super successful. Instead, they just scrapped half of it for Apex, and I'm just like, ugh.
It's well received in the hearts of people that played it, man. That's for damn sure, man. Titanfall 2 to this day still has a pretty big community. I gotta learn
There's
how to
a
get on that
whole
North
North Star.
Star
You just
server.
download it and then just copy that into the game files in the Steam apps, and you're good to go.
Oh, all right, bet.
It's really
Bet.
easy to do, yeah. And then it'll say launch North Star when you boot up Titanfall.
I'm about to do that today. I'll fuck around and play some Titanfall, man.
Dude, it's you find a decently ping server, it is a lot of fun. Plus they added mods to it, so shit's just wild now.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to Titanfall 2, man. But let's talk some more EA news. You know what I mean? Because we ain't gonna talk too much about Knockout City. I didn't really play it, but I know a lot of people that did, so that's kind of upsetting. Rumbleverse, like I saw that writing on the wall the day it came out. I was like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, what the fuck is this? But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk some more EA news. Over 200 Apex Legends QA testers have abruptly been laid off by EA. Basically over Zoom call late that night.
That's fucked.
EA's on some weird shit. I guess they're like just bleeding money right now. They must be losing money. I haven't looked at their like quarter reports. I know like Ubisoft just came out and said like, yeah, we're like 20 mil in the hole or some shit like that.
Yeah, you know the tech industry's like in decline right now, right?
Yeah, it's fucked up right now. It's fucked up right now.
That's
Tesla
probably why.
stocks went up for a week, shot the fuck up, and they dropped pretty bad.
Did Elon Musk
Since
say anything? Is that why?
I don't know, man. But the tech industry's kind of fucked. It's always sad to see somebody lose their fucking job.
Mm-hmm.
But just wanted to put that out there for y'all that care about that shit. Not saying we don't care, but just putting that out there because that's pretty fucking. That's a lot of people. So that just lets you know that something's going on at EA. They're probably banking on this Star Wars game. They got pushed back to like April 28th or some shit like that. They're probably banking on that to bring them some money in.
Yeah, Survivors looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know how good Dead Space did, but I know for me it's definitely like a 10 out of 10 because the first game was a 10 out of 10.
The remake is funny because it was a lot cheaper than a normal game. So the fact that that did well was like pretty funny to me.
What, the Dead Space remake?
Yeah, it was like $50.
No, that shit was $70. I think
Was
it was
it?
$70. It was $70. I paid 70 on PlayStation. I don't know.
All right, well that's
Well,
PlayStation.
PlayStation. Yeah, PlayStation shit be
Nah,
high as
it's
hell.
60. It's 60 on Steam.
Oh yeah, it's definitely 70 on PlayStation.
Damn, rip.
But speaking of Dead Space, EA asked some select fans if they would like to see a Dead Space 2 or Dead Space 3 remake. So I'm gonna leave this in the hands of Eknight. Not saying that I'm not a Dead Space fan. I'm a big Dead Space fan. That was one of the first Xbox 360 games I ever owned was the original Dead Space. But Eknight, if you don't follow him on Twitch, he played all 3 games on Twitch, beat them all on Twitch. So let him know. Would you like a Dead Space 2 or 3 remake?
I like a Dead Space 2 remake. For 3, I would want them to remake it, but go into a completely different direction than that game went, because that game is just not good. Like story wise, it's not that great. Multiplayer wise, like the co-op was fun until you got to a point where it was like, okay, now it's just tedious. And then they had those microtransaction guns that you can buy. Like if you go on any, I don't even know if PlayStation or Xbox still have Dead Space 3 on their store pages like that, but Steam does, and you go through all their DLC and most of its microtransactions to make the game easier. Don't do that again, EA. It's not worth it. That shit is annoying as fuck. The fact that like it's a survival horror game that is mitigated because you swipe your credit card defeats the purpose of the game. So Dead Space 2, definitely remake it as exactly as it was. Even I would like them to do what they did with Dead Space 1, make it more Metroidvania where you can keep going back and forth between areas. Maybe have a little bit of mini bosses and side quests that you can do where you're helping citizens escape all the bullshit.
That would be lit.
But Dead Space 3 definitely just redo the story for that. Just make a completely new game. Because the only part of Dead Space 3 I really liked was the very beginning or not the very beginning, but the beginning where you're in space. And the moment you hit the planet, everything kind of just becomes lame. Like it's not as fun. And even the DLC they came out with, which was like a rushed remix of older missions to explain the ending, because the ending was it just ends. Like you get hit by something and it just ends. And then they came out with a DLC for it, and that was like, I think it was like 3 missions long, but the missions were really rushed. There was like no tension. It was like, go here, we gotta get here. Oh, we gotta get to the ship. Oh, we gotta get to Earth. Oh, we gotta do this. You know what I mean? There was no real like fear or horror or anything like that. It was all just like, here, we're just trying to tie up a few loose ends. And it's like the ending was everybody on Earth got fucked. And it was like, all right, well, that's kind of a shit ending. It just sucks that we got it into a DLC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely remake Dead Space 2. Just completely remake Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
From the ground up.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think for me personally, Dead Space 2, just give it the Dead Space 1 treatment. Like just kind of make it look prettier. Make it a little more open where you can move around and do things like you can in the Dead Space 1 remake. But 3 needs to be totally redone. Like I don't even remember Dead Space 3 like that. I beat it. I actually remember you buying it for me.
Yeah.
So we could play it together. But that never fucking happened. Yeah.
No, it didn't.
So I ended up playing it by myself, and it was just like it was not that good. It was it was not that good.
It was a waste of $60. I'm gonna tell you that. That was I was hype as shit for that game, and it just was so disappointing.
Yeah, because co-op horror is fun. I like co-op horror a lot. Resident Evil 5 is arguably like my second favorite Resident Evil game, like honestly, because I like the co-op to it, and it was fun. Like Resident Evil 5 is a really good game to run with a friend. Not so much Resident Evil 6. That game is just, I can't stand that game. Resident Evil 6 is just
6, man.
so much, dog. So much. Like we're talking remakes right now, right? We're at Resident Evil 4 remake. I think remake 5, like if they do keep giving all of the Resident Evil games like the remake treatment, do 5, but like keep the co-op. Keep the co-op. Keep all the things that people like about 5. Add the mechanics of like the 2, 3, and 4 remake. But don't even touch Resident Evil 6. Just let that. I feel like they've retconned in a way Resident Evil 6 a little bit. Like that story is just so over the top, and just so much shit is just happening that it just does not make sense. I think
They try to do like it's like because you're not just playing as like one character in that game, you're playing as like 5.
Yeah.
And you're trying the storylines intersect all over the place, and I think that's they were trying to tell a story simultaneously, which I hate because it's like the moment you know where the plot line of one story thread, it's like the other ones are just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I remember seeing you, but I was playing as Chris instead of Leon.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, oh, now I'm playing Leon, and this is the part where I saw you on the other side of this bridge, but I couldn't get to you because we never
Mm-hmm.
interact unless it's a cutscene.
Yeah,
So
like Ada's campaign is A1. Like Ada's campaign was super good, super fun. Leon's was pretty good.
Leon's was more the traditional horror.
I think that's what the meaning of each campaign was. Like Chris's was meant to be like a Gears of War third person shooter. And then Jake's was supposed to be like supernatural and like,
Yeah,
you do all this, over the top shit. I mean, it was more focused on like his melee abilities and shit like that. I don't
yeah.
know. I hate
I
Resident Evil 6. I
so
hate
I
that game.
play yeah. So playing the Leon's campaign for Resident Evil 6 was like, oh man, it's scary as shit. Like the very beginning, scary as shit, and then every other campaign was like action, action, action. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, Chris's campaign was just
it was
it
just all
started off
action.
good. Like I remember the beginning, like it was like all out war and shit. It was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then it just went to shit like really fast. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It was like it went down the drain really fast. I do not like Resident Evil 6. I try to forget that game. But not gonna lie, somebody hit me up. On Halloween, I usually play like the Resident Evil games for how like, October and shit. Somebody
Mhm.
hit me up like, yo, we should play Resident Evil 6. I'm like, I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know about that.
Yeah, listen. They should remake it, but they should make it more or less like a one story thing rather than redoing every single story. You know
I'll
what I
do
mean?
Revelations 2. I'll do Revelations 2, but I ain't doing Resident Evil 6. Fuck that. Revelations 2, I'll do. I can do that, but nah, we're not gonna do 6. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, buddy.
Remake Geist. I want to play
Remake
Geist.
Geist. Remake Geist. Remake Star Fox Assault. Remake that.
Yo, yes,
Remake that. I think about
Nintendo,
that
get
game
on
like
that.
every day.
That was
I think
low
about
key
that
like the
game every
best
day,
Star
dog.
Fox game.
Bro, that opening just lives rent free in my head. Like that
You
game was so good, man. Like
you can
we
you
talk
can
about
fly,
underappreciated.
you can drive a tank, and then you could also be on foot. And that shit was
Bro,
crazy to me. I was like,
game was
what?
so good, man.
That was like Battlefield's precursor.
Real shit. I mean, Battlefield was already out at that time.
No, is that
It
Battlefield? Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was.
Battlefield 1942.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
still. Star Fox
Remake Star Fox
Battlefield.
Assault. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's move into some multiverse. So it's not looking good for multiverses, man.
That's Shaggy can't carry this.
Yeah. So multiverses peak player count plummets below 1,000. All right, which is 90. It lost 99% of its player base. From its very good. If you remember when that game first came out, it was breaking Steam records. It was doing a lot of shit. The game is fun. Like I love multiverses. Like me personally, I haven't touched it in months either, but I know people like that stream it that do play it like every weekend or so. I might have to get back on there because not gonna lie, I really liked it. I do think if I could talk about it real quick because I do play a good amount of fighting games. I watch a lot of fighting games. I watch a lot of fighting game streamers specifically, like YouTubers. I watch a lot of fighting game YouTubers.
Mhm.
Um, and one of them, his name is Maximilian. He basically said the reason behind this is probably because the FGC just doesn't acknowledge it. It's like same thing like with Soul Calibur. Like people love Soul Calibur, but the FGC just doesn't acknowledge it. So the game kind of like dies off. Like versus like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. And this is gonna be the year for fighting games. I'm just gonna say that because we just I didn't put it in the show notes, but I'm gonna just say Mortal Kombat 12 is apparently supposed to come out this year.
Right.
I mean, there's like a report that Warner Bros. Is working on it and it's supposed to come out this year. So we'll probably get like a trailer closer to like E3, supposedly. But Street Fighter 6 comes out in June. We got Mortal Kombat. Like this is gonna be a good year for fighting games. And I think that's gonna just really hurt multiverses. Like the people who play Smash probably play this on the side. I don't know if this game has a ranked play, which probably hurts it too. Because fighting game players love ranked mode. Like,
Yeah.
you need a ranked mode in a fighting game. So I don't know if it has ranked or not. I'm gonna have to Google that, but I know from his stance on it, the FGC doesn't acknowledge it, so it's basically doomed to from the start. You know what I mean? Like casuals and normies are gonna play it, but you gotta think like if the fighting game community doesn't play it, it's gonna die off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's sad to see because it is a pretty solid fighting game. I think it's a bit janky when I played it, but at the same time, like it has potential.
Like my stance on it, like look at a game like Xenoverse or Dragon Ball Fighters. Well, Dragon Ball Fighters, I think, is accepted by the FGC. I think that shit was in Evo or some shit like that. But like, even Shinobi Strikers, new Naruto game is coming out, Storm Collection or whatever it is. There's like a new Naruto Ninja Storm game coming out. Those games do good because of like the normies played. Like people like normies play those games. Like Xenoverses has ranked, but a lot of normies played. Shinobi Strikers, a lot of normies played. Those are two really good fighting games too. They're really solid games. I just think multiverses, man, like it just wasn't embraced by the community enough to, for it to keep going strong. Because I remember when this shit came out, people were saying like, "Yo, this is gonna be like the Smash killer right here." You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people said that.
And in my mind, I was like, it has the potential to do that because Smash at this point is just what it is. Like they're done releasing DLC. Fucking Sora was the last character that we're getting. It's done. They're done with Ultimate. I don't think they have any plans to do another Smash game because I think they do Smash games like every 10 years, it seems like. Like they don't come out like back to back. I think it was like Melee and Brawl came out back to back. It was like 5 years apart. But like Brawl came out and then I forgot about Smash 4. I forgot about Smash 4. Fuck, Smash 4 came out like 2014. I always forget about that Smash, dog. That was the weirdest one because I think it came out first on the 3DS and then it came out on the Wii U. So that's the one I always forget about. But I mean, Smash 4 was the precursor to Ultimate. Like, because Smash
Pretty
4 was
much,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah, it was really good. Smash 4 wasn't bad. But Ultimate was just amazing. Like, as a fighting game, amazing, dog. You know what I mean? Just, I'm sorry to say, like, Multiverses is on its way out the door, probably. We're probably going to be reporting that probably on the next 2-3 podcasts from now. We're gonna be talking about they're sunsetting that, which is a shame because like on the past 2 podcasts, we've literally talked about 4 games dying, like 5 games dying. Apex Mobile, Back for Blood, Rumbleverse, Knockout City, and then 5 will be multiverses, man. And it's just that's 5 or 4 free to play games because Back for Blood is essentially you got to pay for it. But that's 4 games right there that are free to play. So I don't know what's up with these free to play games. I think right now it's like I think a lot of these companies are like, if it's not making money, we got to pull out of it now before we start losing money.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like tech industry is kind of in decline right now. Probably
Yeah,
because not a lot of people are at home because COVID is the thing and where everyone's back outside and everything. But at the same time, it's like a lot of these games. There's just a lot of games to choose from. Like
yeah, that hurts too.
they're
Yeah,
all
that hurts
fighting
it
for
too.
the same or similar audiences. Like you're bouncing back between Apex Legends and Modern Warfare, Warzone in terms of the battle royale scene, and then on top of that with other FPS shooters and stuff. And then Smash is already one of the biggest fighting games in the entire genre. So like doing that, what is it, Street Fighter and Tekken, and then what, Killer Instinct, is that even a thing
Oh,
still?
sure. I forgot about that. We're getting Tekken 8 this year too.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I thought it already came out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Um,
Everybody thought they were going to shadow drop it during the Game Awards, but they thought
yeah,
that shit was going to get shadow
but
dropped,
it's
but it
also,
didn't.
you could say the same with like the MMO communities. Like there's new MMOs like almost every year, and then most of them just don't have any type of audience because.
Shout out to Babylon Falls.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that shit
Bro,
is dead.
bro.
But that's what
That
I'm
shit got one
saying.
person playing that shit.
That's what I'm saying. No, that shit is they killed that shit. That's craziest thing.
You can't buy it no more, but I remember like reading like maybe like a month or two ago,
Turn
like
that
there
shit
was
into an
one player.
NFT.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but fucking that's the thing. Like back in the day, it used to be it was either Halo or COD or Battlefield. Like those are the main first person shooters, and then everything else like Gears and everything else was like just under that, and then everything else under that was like indie game shit that people would play, or like Minecraft or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
once you got like, yeah, like big games, and then you had kind of big games, and then you had indie games, and now it's like every game is like a triple A whatever the fuck type shit, and then you have indie games that either take off or they don't. Like, so it's just there's too many games, not enough time to play them. Like I'm bouncing between Halo, Rainbow Six Siege, Gundam Evolution, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like I haven't touched Chivalry in ages, and I want to, but I just don't. I want to play it with friends, and not a lot of my friends have it. Like it's just there's a lot of games, not a lot
Yeah,
of time.
man. Yeah, that's the same thing with me, man. There's just so much to play. Like, I think we got blessed the end of 2022. There's just so many games to play. We got Overwatch. I've been playing a lot of
Yeah,
Overwatch,
Overwatch.
Apex, Call of Duty, fucking Fortnite is good. I've been playing some Fortnite. There's just so much to play. Like, even like single player wise, like you got like people are still playing Elden Ring,
Then
Hogwarts.
that's getting DLC soon.
Yeah, man. It's just I didn't put that on the show notes, but yeah, that shit's getting
When
DLC.
I play Hogwarts, I'm gonna mod it to like crazy degrees. I'm gonna get the Glock.
Yeah, I got that shit on PlayStation, so I can't do no modding. We got Destiny, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but we got Destiny 2. Lightfall just dropped. Like, there's so much shit to play right now. And it's just like it's hard for like these free to play games to kind of like get in there and keep your attention because a
It's
lot of them are money dumps. Like you have to put money into it for you to,
yeah,
at least enjoy like Overwatch 2, not so much. Like you can literally just get on there and play that shit. Like that's what I do. Like I just get on there. I don't really buy too much on there. I get the season pass and that's really it. Like if there's a skin that I really like, I'll buy it. But like I don't really spend money on these free to play games like that. Like I might just buy the battle pass and like that's it. Like Fortnite, buy the battle pass. That's it. Apex is a little different. Like I might spend a little money on like some skins. and shit, because that's a game I play a lot of, or used to play a lot of. I don't really stream it too much. I more so play it offline, um, with Necro and shit. Shout out Necro, but yeah, man. Like I think the thing with these free to play games is just like you gotta stick the landing, dog. And I think a lot of them stick the landing. It's just
It's not sticking
afterwards,
the
what do
landing. I
you
think,
do?
yeah, it's they listen, Multiverse definitely stuck the landing when it launched. It's just it's you haven't heard much about what was coming out. Like I think after Rick from Rick and Morty dropped, I stopped hearing about multiverses in my news
Yeah, me
cycle.
too.
So
Yeah.
the question is, did they add people? Because I don't even know. I fuck it. We could Google search right now and be like
Yeah,
multiverses
I think the last
roster.
season they delayed it, and then yeah, season 3 was previously set to roll out in February. However, the new set of content was delayed until March 31st.
There
So
you go.
season 3
They
doesn't even
still
come
have
out
the
to the
same
end of the month.
roster that yeah, Rick was the last one I think that came out.
Yeah, and that came out fucking back in like October or some
Yeah, it was
shit.
like a damn year ago. So like yeah, it's the roster hasn't changed. That's why. That's why people aren't coming back because they stopped producing content. So whatever momentum they had stopped because they stopped producing content. And with free to play games, you can't not produce content. Like take Halo Infinite for example. When that shit came out, it was like billions of people were playing the fucking quote unquote beta, which was the actual game. Um,
Facts.
and then a month goes by. Oh, don't worry, guys, we're gonna get Forge in a month. 2 months go by.
Mm.
4 months go by. A damn year goes by. Finally get content after a year. Like that's you can't not have content. Look at Apex. The reason why they're still going because they're constantly coming out with new seasonal shit. So now they have whatever this event coming out is, samurai themed event, but they're producing content and people are coming back for the content. Like
This season of Apex is just good. It's just good, and I think that's what brought people back. Like the rework helped a lot. It's still the same game, but they reworked a lot of things. Like they got rid of arenas,
right.
traded it in for LTMs that cycle
What does it
every
even
like couple weeks or whatever.
just
Like every
just add TDM. Just add classic Titanfall
well, we have
shit.
TDM, but apparently that's going away in a couple days, and then we're getting gun game for like 2 weeks, and then we're supposed to be getting control. It's supposed to like cycle like every couple weeks, which I'm okay with. I'm
Or
okay with.
just have the playlists available.
I think what they're afraid of, because that was the problem with arenas, is it mitigates the player base. Like it splits the player base. Like they
Well,
want to give you something else to do, but they don't want to split the player base in half like that. And I think what they noticed with arenas was that there was just a small percentage of it of its player base playing it. So they're like,
mhm.
okay, let's ask that people like LTMs, let's not make a LTM playlist because that'll just take away from what we want people to play, which is duos, trios, battle royale. We'll just have a LTM that cycles like every so often, which I'm okay with. Give me something to do on the side. Like that's what I've been doing. Like when I'm not, streaming or anything, like I'll hop on Apex and just play TDM to like do my challenges and shit, like just to get my battle pass rank up. So
Mhm.
that's like how I've been keeping up this season, like literally. And I'll hop on with Necro, play some ranked because I've been playing ranked this season, like nothing but ranked. I'm almost gold in ranked. Shout out to me. But uh yeah, dog. Like I think the, this season of Apex is really good. And I think they saw the decline last season with people like deleting the game. It just the last season came at a weird time anyway. Like there's so many fucking games to play. Then I think for the ranked players, 72 days of Broken Moon just kind of like broke people, no pun intended. It broke people. Like you had to literally play the same ranked map for 80 days. I think it was like 80 days we had to play Broken Moon. And then we were promised Olympus, but there was a bug with Olympus. So they had to take it out on the day one of the split and give us World Edge, which is a game like a map that people love World's Edge, but I've been seeing a lot on Twitter, which shout out to the Apex community because we be on the same page with shit. I think they need to just vote World's Edge for a little bit. Like, give us, if you're going to do the 3 map rotation thing, Storm Point, Olympus, and fucking Broken Moon. All right. Get rid of World's Edge, dog. Like, we've had literally 4 fucking seasons, 5 fucking seasons. I think it's like 6 seasons of World's Edge. I'm over it, bro. I am over that map, dog. Like, don't give us Kings Canyon either, because I'm over that map too. Like, just like, bro, like, give it a break. We work the map, make it good. Not good, but just change some shit back. Honestly, bring it back to like season 3 World's Edge. Like, that was a good fucking World's Edge, dog. But I think with Apex, like, they saw that, oh shit, we could be next. And they were like, we have to rework this game. Similar to like what Rainbow Six Siege did sometime, a couple years ago. I noticed like maybe like 2-3 years ago when I first started streaming, like they reworked that game. Like they changed a lot about Siege to stop it from dying. That game is going on almost 10 years strong too. So, you know what I mean?
I mean, strong is like, it's definitely declined from what it was. And it took them like 7 years to add a basic mode like TDM. And then their event modes were always fun, but it was always like too short. Right? So I think the problem is that, and I think we talked about this like in a past podcast, is just these games that center around one type of gameplay, one type of mode, like Battle Royale, Apex Legends, I'll say it again, needs casual modes to keep people occupied, because you get sick of it after a while. Like, I'm constantly grinding out ranked on Battle Royale. Sometimes I just want to fuck around with my friends and not sweat. Yeah. Like, we drop in a Warzone. Like, I'll drop in a Warzone with my like other people. Shout out to Meet Me in Moscow. He's a friend of mine, streamer too. We drop in the Warzone and dick around and just do stupid shit and lose all the time. But we'll always get paired up against people who are like fucking sweaty. So it's like we just want to play like dumb shit like gun games and stuff like that. So having that option to just switch from Battle Royale to just TDM multiplayer or these other playlists is good, enriching for the community. That's why I'm like, just add TDM. And it's like Apex is going to rotate TDM, which is like, to me, a basic game mode, out for like another basic game mode. It's LTM mode should be like the zombies thing Apex does or something like that. Like more themed shit. It shouldn't be basic game mode shit. Like Siege added deathmatch after 7 years. Like, that's insane. And people were hyped for it because it was like, finally, it's a game mode I can warm up in, or I can just kill time in and then also earn shit for my battle pass. Because the only other way to do it is either play ranked, unranked, or quick play, which, if anyone still plays Siege, knows that quick play is like the invitationals. Like, you're going against everybody that's like high sweat rank bullshit. Like, if your MMR and casual is higher than gold, you're gonna get matched up with diamonds and plats and champion rank people who will just like sweat you from like across the map. Like, that's
what AK was saying.
That's why TDM was fun and a good addition, because there you can just mindlessly run around and shoot each other for like 20 minutes and then also get battle pass progression, which was what most people wanted to begin with. So like, Siege is going in the right direction, and I feel like other games should follow suit and stop doing this. We're a one-trick pony type shit, especially in the shooter genre, because I'm going to tell you now, the shooting gets boring after you've played your 100th Warzone match, like it's just, you know.
Yeah. Nah, I agree. I agree, man. I think the thing with these games, um, is that you gotta. There's just so much to play right now. You gotta keep people in your game. You gotta give people a reason to log in every week. Like notice all these games that we've talked about have a reset every week. Give you new challenges every week to do, to complete, to level your battle pass up, do whatever you got to do. I mean, gives you a reason to say, okay, I'm gonna play this week. You gotta give people sometimes more than that to log in because it just becomes a job at that point. Like
Yeah.
it becomes a job. Like last season with Apex, it just felt with me, I was just trying to keep up. Like I'm all right, I'm trying to finish this battle pass, trying to grind this shit out. I ended up not finishing it. It's the first battle pass in probably like I think like 5 seasons that I didn't complete. And at first I was like upset a little bit. I was like, damn. But then I was just like, bro, I was out here playing like other games and I completed all their battle passes. So maybe it was just an Apex problem. And it was an Apex problem. You know what I mean? Like me and a bunch of other people from the community dropped the fuck off. The player base declined the most it's ever done since like I think it was like 2019 or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it just lets you know like you gotta keep people engaged, man. I think Multiverse's issue was it's a good game. People love to play it. I think that the private matches needed to be a little bigger. I remember when we used to play it on stream that it only lobbies only hosted 4 people. I think
Mm-hmm.
the rooms need to be a little bigger, like similar like what Smash does. Like you could
Eight
put 4
people.
people in the ring, but allow people to spectate and swap people in and all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I just think there
Well, I
there
think
was
it's
an
also
issue there.
because Multiverses is more of a two man more battle royale than a 1v1 battle royale. Like Smash is all out fighting. Like whatever character you use isn't gonna like need someone else to synergize. Whereas in Multiverses, you have literal characters that are dedicated to supporting other characters.
That's true.
So that might also play into that, and they might need to design more characters that are less supportive of other characters and more just like have an ability that could support someone, but the rest of their kit is all for fighting. Because at the end of the day, it's a fighting game.
Facts. Yeah, man.
But
Yeah.
let's talk about a game that's probably going to be DOA. Uh, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, man. So Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League is always online, even in single player. All right. As you know, you could play this game with I believe up to 3 other friends. Um, but if you decide to play single player, it requires online always. Which all right, let's be real. It's 2022. I
Mm-hmm.
mean 2023. My fault. It's 2023. All of your devices are always connected to online, so it's no big deal. Like 99% of us, we're always tethered to our Wi-Fi, whether it's our phone, a console, or PC. It's always connected, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not a big deal in that aspect. It's a big deal because at this point they're kind of selling this game to be a looter shooter, and that's not good because Gotham Knights was kind of sold as a looter shooter and that wasn't good. I think people have kind of warmed up to that game a little bit. You know what I mean? But I think we don't want that, especially with this game, because it looked good from the start. Like when they first showed the first trailer, it looked promising, it looked good, it looked like it was gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little worried about it, man. I'm a little worried. This might be another game that I'm gonna have to pick up in the bargain bin next to Gotham Knights, Saints Row. Couple of them other games, Dying Light 2. You know what I mean? I don't think this is gonna be a game I'm gonna be picking up day one. Because a couple months ago, um, there was some leaked footage that showed that there's gonna be a battle pass in this game. And then I think they
Yeah.
denied it and said like, no, that was like an early build. We were thinking about it, but we like kind of changed our mind. That's bullshit. You probably just changed your mind because people caught you guys doing something that
This is
shouldn't be in a co-op game. I
this is
mean,
a single player game with a co-op. And
yeah,
listen, it's not that it hasn't been done before. It's just the way that it seems like they're going about it is going to end up killing the game's momentum before it even gets started. Like, let's take an example of a looter shooter that's also a single player / co-op game. Borderlands, right? Borderlands works because let's face it, the guns are kind of the part of the lure of the game. They advertise that though heavily. It is heavily advertised that there's a bazillion guns you can get or whatever in Borderlands throughout the entire series. This game was not advertised as a looter shooter from the start. It was advertised as a DC game that's kind of akin to Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, that game that came out and was low key pretty good. So
yeah,
the fact that they're gonna do looter shooter mechanics, meaning you're gonna have to pull a fucking all nighter to get the gear you might need to beat the boss you might have to fight. This is a game that I would probably play once for the story and then put down. Like I can't see myself replaying the shit out of this game. But that's also me because I don't really do superhero games like that. Like it's very
yeah,
rare for me to jump into a superhero game and play the shit out of it. But at the same time, like the way it's set up is like, oh, okay, so like they'll just play the game, they'll enjoy the story, maybe it'll be as good as the one movie they had, and then move on, right? And some people will play the shit out of this game because it has co-op, which adds a little bit of replayability to it. But if you're adding the looter shooter mechanic, and based on superhero looter shooters in the past, comparatively, if I'm looking at Marvel's online multiplayer thing that you fight robots in, I can't see anyone really playing this game for that long of a time to where they'll add DLC and then be like, oh, well, my suicide score is up, so I'll be able to fight that new boss or whatever. Like, it's
yeah, yeah, man. I don't think that shit. I do not think that shit works in these fucking games, man. I think these developers have to stop. It's not the devs' fault. It's the publishers. They got to stop forcing these battle passes on people. Like, I think battle passes need to be a thing like that. Hey, I play this game a lot. Maybe I wanted some extra content. I
yep.
think the battle passes need to be implemented that way, not like in a Halo Infinite way where, hey, the only way to get content for this game is through this fucking battle pass and through this store, not by playing the game, not by having fun, enjoying the game. No, by completing challenges and doing this battle pass. I
Yeah.
think a lot of games need to stop putting the emphasis on battle pass, store. Like get us in the game and get us playing for more than 8 hours before we have to whip out our wallet. Because
I
that
mean,
like,
like COD does that. They lock the new guns behind the battle pass.
but not necessarily
Yeah,
though. Like I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works because I've always bought the battle. I buy the battle pass for Modern Warfare 2. But
I don't
I
know how
know
it
in
works
like the
either.
older games like Vanguard, 2019 and Cold War, that just you had to get to like level like 35, which took a long time to grind that out.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could do it if you played enough
Yeah, but
Call
the
of Duty.
problem with Call of Duty, we've had this discussion where most of the battle pass guns are
The
meta guns.
meta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's always an issue because essentially it's like, oh, well, you're just swiping your credit card to just get an advantage over people who don't want to pay the money. But yeah, no, even in this current season with Warzone, I just unlocked a new gun and the battle pass, and it took me, I think, I don't know, like 5 hours of casual play.
That's not too bad.
That's over the span of like a few days, but like I don't play I don't play Warzone and COD unless I got the boys on. So like
Yeah,
that's
that's not bad though.
but
That's definitely not
they
bad.
do need to stop locking content that like that
Would you
gameplay
unlock the
content,
ISO?
whatever the AR is.
Yeah, the ISO. That's the meta right now, man.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like they need to stop doing that. Like that should just be available from day one or at a level up type situation. Like it shouldn't be
Yeah.
like something you can swipe your credit card at. But that's
Well,
just me.
yeah, nah. I feel that
But I don't
1,000%.
see the battle pass in single player games don't make sense to me. Because like the Suicide Squad, right? What am I get out of that? Oh, I'm gonna get a new outfit for Harley Quinn. Okay. Unless they plan on locking gameplay features behind it, it's really just gonna be not bought.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
rather
man.
just buy the skin outright. Like buying, I don't know. I'm weird like that. I don't buy skins for single player games. I don't
Me
necessarily need
neither.
that.
Me neither.
But you've seen the Dead Space Callisto Protocol. They sell a bunch of skins for your single player game. I'm like, as cool as these skins are, it's like I really don't care because it's not multiplayer. I'm not taking it with me to show off with someone.
Yeah.
So why would I buy a skin for a game that I'm only either gonna play one or two times
Yeah,
and
man.
go on to the next thing? Like I'd rather earn the skin in game, and I'd rather pay extra money for that opportunity to earn it.
I think the only time I've ever bought a skin for a single player game was like Shadow War, that Lord of the Rings game. I think that was like the only time. Maybe.
Any skin I got with a single player game was usually a pre-order bonus or like a deluxe edition bonus.
Yeah, yeah, I think
It
that's
was
what it was for me.
never
Yeah.
like oh, I'm gonna swipe my credit card specifically for this skin.
That's a good game too, by the way, y'all. Shadow War. We need a sequel to that. That was pretty dope. I mean, that was a
But,
really good game.
but yeah, I don't the battle pass looter shooter combo like it's gonna be like what was that one that did something similar? They did looter shooter. The numbers it was Ghost Recon. The was it Breakpoint? You played
What?
it. Ghost Recon?
Oh yeah,
Wildlands?
Breakpoint. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Breakpoint Wildlands. Yeah, the dope games, very dope games.
Well,
I mean, but
no, it wasn't
Breakpoint was shit
Wild
at first. Breakpoint was shit at first because it
because
had
they
all
had
the
that.
looter shooter shit.
Yeah, but then at the same time, you could just one shot someone in the face and it was fine. So I didn't get it. What the point was? This is a
Oh
weird
man.
tactical shooter. I'm just saying, keep the if unless your game is built around looter shooter mechanics and makes sense, like just don't because I feel like superhero games should never be looter shooters. Like at all.
Agreed.
It doesn't make sense because a lot of the abilities of superheroes are like innate. I don't expect Spider-Man to swing around New York City and be like, "Oh, dude, I just found this chest hanging off this bridge, and like, there's a new web slinger in here that slightly makes my web slinger stronger." Like, oh, that's not how. Like, it makes no sense for that. It makes sense for games like Destiny because it's like you're not superheroes; you're just jackasses with powers and guns. But it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense for like Harley Quinn to upgrade her bat to like bat with .1 extra damage. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah. I listen. I get it. I get it. Yeah, man. I don't know, dog. I think these games they try to, game development is expensive. I give it that.
Yes.
Game
Yes,
development is
it
very
is.
expensive. I think a lot of these publishers, what they want is they want this game to make money post launch, post after you bought it. You know what I mean? They want to keep you engaged at the same time, but at the same time, they want to make money, dog. They want to make money. Like a game I'm gonna bring up, right, is Anthem, right? Anthem is a game that you're gonna hear me talk about. on a podcast coming in the future because I'm actually planning on replaying that game.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm planning on replaying it like off stream, and I kind of want to do like one of those little video essays on it
Mm.
because it's one of those games that looks really good. It feels really good. I wouldn't say feels, but there's a lot of flaws in it, right? I have to kind of go back and play it to kind of remember what I didn't like and did like about it. But it's one
Mm.
of those games that had a lot of hype to it, and it just kind of died, and EA just kind of dropped it, and it's a shame because it just looked like a game that was going to be really fucking good. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I don't know, man. Like um, with these games, I think they focus too much on the post launch. Like, just try to, like I said, stick the landing, get people to like the game, and then the rest will come, dog. Like, look at Elden Ring, dog. Like, let Elden Ring be the blueprint for every game that comes out in the future, dog. Like, just look at that game and what it did. Like I said, Elden Ring might not be a game that I look at and be like, yo, I love this game. I'm going to sing its praises. But the one thing that I will sing its praises about is that in 2022, it was a game that came out and it was complete. And you actually want DLC for it. Not like, damn, all right, I bought the game. We're a month in and you're announcing DLC. Bro, they just announced DLC for that game. Game's been out a year, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, give people that chance to be like, damn, I want more. You know what I mean? Not like, yo, I just started playing the game and I get that pop up. We've all seen that pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, buy this starter pack. Like, bro, I just started playing. Like, can I play the game a little bit
Oh
before I
no, I
say
had
it
the same
and
issue
say,
with Destiny. Like when I first jumped back in for Lightfall, literally, not I had to hit escape. As soon as I get done that first mission, escape, 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 because it's like all ads for the fucking past expansions and season pass and this season's pass and that season's pass and fucking the did you check out the Eververse store yet? Or just fucking bombard you for like half a minute straight full of ads for the game. And I'm like, that is not something I give a fuck. I want to play the game. When I get into the game, I want to play it. I don't want to sit here exiting out fucking ads for 30 seconds straight because I haven't played the game in months. Like, that shit irritates me. Have your little blurb in the top right? Fine. Don't make it part of my screen to where I can't access the game because it's not helpful. It makes me not want to buy anything. It's like, oh, wow, it's super great that you told me about the Lightfall Deluxe Edition because I only have the regular edition, but I should get the Deluxe Edition. It's click escape. Oh, thanks for telling me about the season pass the year pass that I didn't buy because I only wanted the base edition of this thing. Skip that. Thanks for telling me about all the DLC that comes with the Deluxe Edition again. Like, it's just, bro, it's like, get that shit out of my face. Like,
yeah, it's bad, dog. It's bad.
and then they want to put ads in video games, like actual TV ads in video games. Like, no. I'll straight up not play the game. If I'm mid combat and then all of a sudden fucking an Orbits commercial pops up in my ear while I'm playing Rainbow Six Siege and they're talking about fucking Orbits and I get killed, I'm just gonna uninstall the game and leave. Like, there's no point.
Yeah.
When your
I feel you.
when your advertisements start fucking my gameplay experience, I don't want to fucking play no more. Like, that shit is annoying.
Yeah, man. Dog, listen, I think, nobody, no big publisher's ever going to listen to this podcast. Probably not. I mean, I'm not going to say never. I'm just going to say this specific one, probably not going to hear it. Publishers, man, just stop with that. Let us play the game and then decide, like, you know what, I want more. I mean, I think that's just the problem. Just kind of slide out of that conversation to another one that we got on the list. Marvel's Avengers, same thing. You know, they're ending development for that game. They're giving away cosmetics. Um, they're basically saying, no more is coming. Game is over. Enjoy it in the state that it's in because that's all you're getting, right? Another game that was plagued by the same issues that could hurt, Suicide Squad. You know what I mean? Same issues. That game came out. We were so hyped for it when we saw the initial trailers. I just didn't like the character, the way the characters look. But other than that, I was like, like a superhero game. That's lit. Let's get it. Like, I love what are those games, man? What were those games called? Ultimate Alliance. I fucking love those games, dog. Those are really good, Marvel games, right? But now we're getting a story-based RPG Marvel game. Dope. That sounds really good. Sounds really fun. But then I got to play in the beta and I played 15 minutes. I've literally played 15 minutes of that beta. And I was like, bro, this game is going to be a fucking train wreck. And it was. It's a total train wreck because they try to sell it as a fucking looter shooter. And it's just like, it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. Not every game needs to be a fucking looter shooter, dog. I enjoy looter shooters, but not every fucking game needs to have that, dog. Like, respectfully, it honestly only works on like Assassin's Creed and shooters, dog. And it barely works in Assassin's Creed. But I enjoyed in Assassin's Creed. I won't lie. I do like, finding new gear and leveling my character up. It doesn't work in every game. Like, stop trying to force it because with looter shooters comes the option to monetize things. Put a storefront in your game. Again, just stop it. Just stop it, dog. Stop it. Like I said, the reason why I give Apex and Call of Duty my money is because at the end of the day, I know I'm going to play those games. I know I'm getting content out of it. I know, like, I know in my head, bro, I'm going to be playing these joints. You know what I mean? I'm not getting the same vibe from Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is going to be a game that I think I'm going to play, I'm going to beat it, and I'm going to never touch it again. Never going to touch it again. You know what I mean? Just stop it, y'all. Just stop it, dog. Just let us play the game. You know what I mean? And then be like, all right, post-launch 6 months down the road, you've already beat the game. Cool. Here's some DLC. You know what I mean? Not like another thing that pisses me off with these games, right? They'll release and then they have a fucking roadmap, right? So it's basically like you plan out like, hey, we have all this content we could have put in the game from day one, but we mitigated this content, cut it out of the game, or didn't work on it yet to give it to you later. I don't like that a lot of times. I just think it's like shitty practice sometimes because it's like, let's face it, y'all knew y'all was gonna put that content in the game. Y'all knew y'all was gonna do that. Why didn't you just do it? Why didn't you just do it from day one so there's just more there for the player to experience, man? Like I said, I'm gonna just keep saying Elden Ring. It's not a 10 out of 10 to me because I don't really like Souls games, but I can appreciate for what it's done to gaming. I can appreciate that time, that first 4 months of Elden Ring was literally nothing but Elden Ring. Like, it's everywhere you went, TikTok, YouTube, everything was Elden Ring. Everybody's playing Elden Ring. Everybody's talking about Elden Ring. Everybody's enjoying Elden Ring, dog. You know what I mean? And nobody's sitting there like, bro, did you check out the store and buy some Elden coins so you can level up your Elden tree level to level 3 so then you can craft your purple, sword? It's like, nah, everybody's playing the game.
Everyone's recounting their tales against the bosses they found were the most difficult, or asking for strategies on how to beat these bosses, or just like, yo, let's co-op or play PvP or whatever. Games that don't require you to swipe your credit card to get a small amount of dopamine in your brain and actually overcome a challenge that you actually earn gear, loot, and other things from. Like back in the day, it was like doing the Vidmaster achievements in Halo. Like that was the hardest shit ever, and you needed friends to do that. And then people were like showing off the armor they got because that was one of the ways you got recon back then. It was the most coveted armor in the fucking Halo community when Halo 3 was running around. Like fucking Call of Duty was always like showing off all the gold skins you earned on your shit. Like this, there's like each community for each game had like a way of like showing like status of how people like achieved things in the game. And nowadays it's like, oh yeah, like so like I work a corporate job, so I can just buy the battle pass. I don't have to actually grind it out. It's just like, okay, dude. I'm not impressed by that, but all right. Like even Halo Infinite, like I'll buy the battle pass, I'll grind it out, like, but there'll be dudes day one that have tier 100 armor. I'm like, why did you waste all your money on that? Like, just play the game, and you'll get it. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah, man.
But people would rather swipe credit cards and feel like they've achieved something. Like the same thing with Diablo Immortal. Like that's a fucking pay to win game. Like 100%.
We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that.
100%. And I'm afraid that Diablo 4 might end up being the same. Like
I don't think so. I think Diablo 4 is gonna be just like Diablo 3. It's just gonna have a shit ton of expansions and characters to buy and shit, which I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with
that's
like
fine because that's content you're purchasing, not skins, not cosmetics, not unfair advantages. Like it's just I just want to go back to the days where it was like the most annoying controversy about microtransactions was horse armor and Oblivion. Like not putting battle pass in single player game because people are gonna probably play it once, beat the story. Like I'm not even gonna buy Suicide Squad. I'm gonna watch a YouTube video on it because I'm curious about the story, but I don't care about it to the point where I want to play the game.
Thanks.
And that's the problem. You should be worrying more about me wanting to play your game than me spending money in your game. That should be what you worry more. Because if I want to play your game, I will spend money in your game. Like that's when I got money to burn, it's like, where's all the content? You know what I mean? But when I don't have money to burn, all I see is no gameplay content, but fucking skins everywhere.
Yeah, man. Listen, dog. I'm not gonna get into it. We can talk about this shit all day. I feel like we always talk about battle passes in every podcast. It's just stop, man. Let people play the game, dog. Let people play the game. Let's talk about some more. Let's talk about some more battle passes and skins you can buy, though.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's talk about this Apex. Like I said, season 16 is really good. They start off strong with the anniversary collection event. You completed that, you get some shards that you can use to buy a heirloom of your choice, man.
Cool.
Now we got another heirloom coming out in a new collection event. It's called Imperial Guard. It is all fucking samurai themed. So you know your boy is in there like swimwear. It looks like my boy Bloodhound is getting a fucking crazy ass what is he? He's getting a crazy ass samurai skin, so I'll be buying that. But this also, we're gonna be getting what Eknight was just talking about, literally just talking about, we're getting mixtape, which is basically a permanent playlist featuring a rotation of team deathmatch, control, and gun run. It's a perfect way to take a break from battle royale and hone your skills in a new way. You know what I mean? So you got the lobby, you select your mode, do all that good shit. You know what I mean? Players needed to start battle royale mode, 30. Players needed to start team deathmatch mode, 12. Players needed to start control mode, 6. And players needed to start gun run, 6. And then we got the collection event items. You got the free pass, which looks like, you know, you get some stickers and Apex packs
Wow.
and shit. You know what I mean? But then we get the new heirloom, which is Wraith is getting a recolor of her kunai, which is kind of upsetting. You know what I mean? She's just getting a red kunai that's on fire, which I mean, I don't play Wraith, so I'm not hyped for it. But
Yeah.
store tab looks really good. Like I said, it's all samurai themed. They're bringing back the Loba gladiator skin. I'm dope. I'm hyped for that. Oh shit! Never mind. The samurai skin is for fucking Wraith. Oh, that just disappointed me. I thought it was Bloodhound because of the eyes, but yeah, it's for Wraith. The samurai skin is for Wraith. So I'm a
Bummer,
little
dude.
upset about that. Yeah, I'm upset. They keep giving like Wraith all these really good skins. Like the past like 3 collection events. She's
She's an
dog,
OG.
her prestige skin just came out like 2 collection events ago.
She's
Like
an
what the fuck?
OG. She gets all the
Yeah.
skins. She the OG.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Upset about that. I mean, I'll be participating. I'll probably be streaming this week, the week that you hear this podcast. So
I'll probably be streaming again this week because I'm not sick no more.
yeah, man. Yeah,
I've been
man.
dead.
Apex, dog. Apex is doing really good. Proud of it. Proud of it. Proud of it. All right, man. Got 2 more things to talk about, and we
All right,
out of
real
here,
quick.
man.
Season 3, Halo
This all
Halo
you. This
Infinite,
all you.
finally coming out. We got a bunch of maps. The Bandit rifle's back. Fucking 2 new armor cores. We've got a bunch of leaks for cross core customization, so that's in the works. Shroud the Screen's a new ability. It's like a really shitty bubble shield. I'm not too hype about it, but the only thing I'm hype about is the fact that we're gonna get the Falcon. I think that's coming back, and then we're getting water for Forge and AI for Forge, so we'll be able
Wait,
to
so
make our own DLCs.
the bandit is basically just the fucking DMR.
It's a better DMR.
All right.
It does more damage. It has less bloom. It just doesn't have the scope on it like the old one does, but it has the smart link, so it'll be like you have a scope in your helmet type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're getting I think, I don't know if it's this season or next season 4, we're getting AI and water in Forge, which means we'll be able to create actual like legit campaign missions in the game. So
We gotta still do that campaign run.
we will do it this
campaign.
month.
Mm,
Because when I go on vacation, that's when I'm gonna be streaming.
excited. We will be streaming this too, by the way, y'all. Me and Eknight will be linking up for Halo Infinite sometime this week. So
Was it the 9th?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So after this podcast drops, should be the 9th.
Yep.
But yeah, Halo Infinite's starting to climb back out of its own hole. Season 4, I think, will have infection, like an official infection, not player-made infection. And I don't know, I'm low-key excited to see what else they're planning on doing. And hopefully it doesn't just die after this year, because then it'll be like, okay, cool. So we're just killing shit left and right. But
Hey, man.
let's talk about Lightfall.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's talk about motherfucking Lightfall, man. All right, this is probably gonna be like the title of the podcast, no lie.
Or should I call it Light Fail?
Listen. We're gonna really unravel this a little bit, right? We're gonna unravel this. So Lightfall came out for Destiny 2. Oh, I like that. That was a good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna unravel it like strands, you know what I mean? So yeah, Destiny 2, new expansion came out, $40. Lightfall, new season came out too, for the Battle Pass, Season of Defiance. They go hand in hand. But Yeah, dog. Lightfall drop, new campaign, new subclass. We got the Strand, new darkness thing we can use. It's pretty dope. You get to swing around like Spider-Man. I don't like fully understand the combo system to it yet, because there's like a combo system to it.
Yeah,
Like,
I understand it. Makes sense. It's just it's the only class that's gonna have this for right now.
yeah,
That it looks like.
you can swap the grapple for grenades though. I did see that.
Yeah,
Like you
you
can get
get grenades, and then I think the hunter gets like a what is it, a bola? You just it's like a rope thingy. I
for
think
what
that
for the
like
alt.
yeah for the other grenade. No,
Oh
wait, I think
yeah,
it's either the other grenade or the melee.
the melee's the rope dart. Yeah,
Oh
it's a
yeah,
rope
yeah.
dart.
No, it's not the rope dart. It's like the John with the rocks on it and the rope and it spins when you throw it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
we get
yeah.
that too. I don't know if that's the melee alt or the
That's
another grenade.
the melee. Yeah, that's the melee. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah,
grenade. I seen that. But
yeah.
yeah,
So
we got. Go ahead.
no, so like the combo system I like for the subclass. Like I like the subclass. I just don't like the story, and I don't like the fact that I had to grind out an entire 8-hour campaign for it. That's
Was it
what I
eight
don't like.
hours?
Well, if you played on legendary, but yeah, technically it's 8 hours on average on
Yeah,
normal.
it is. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because
it's an
it
eight
definitely
mission
did take me.
campaign.
Yeah, definitely took me a little minute to get through that. Um, let's see, man. Strand, I agree. I like it. I'm still trying to learn it. So far, right now, I don't use it outside of PvE. I've
Hmm.
tried it like once in PvP, and it was like okay. It was
I
all
haven't
right.
tried it at all on PvP.
Yeah,
I can
I'm too
see
scared to do it in PvP. I'm
PvP. I've come up against it many times. It is very strong in PvP. I don't know. It like the fact that you get a maneuverability option on top of your like depending on your class, like Hunter and Titan, I feel like have the best maneuverability. But the grappling hook thing, I think some maps have the orbs floating in the air no matter what. So you can just use that for free. And then on top of that, that grappling hook, if you land it on someone, it's a grab. So like they can't move or they have reduced movement. And then you hit them with the melee, which I think is an instant kill. The grenades though I've come up against, they auto home. They're very aggressive. It is scary getting hit by that shit. I'll
mm,
tell you that. Like, well, they just curve around friggin' walls, and I was like, the fuck did I just get hit by? And then you get slowed down by it. I don't know if the ground pound works on players in PvP.
it does. It
It
does.
does. Does it
I've
just
got hit
kill,
by
or
it.
do you
No,
get
it
suspended?
suspends you. Yeah, it just
That
suspends you. But
that
you can
has
still
got to be
shoot though.
that's still got to be worse than fucking stasis because fuck, dude. I still get hit by stasis and it still freezes me in place, and I hate that
Yeah,
shit.
Stasis has always been dumb strong. Stasis actually deterred people from playing PvP for a very long time. A
Yeah,
very
because it
long time.
kind of just was annoying. Well, I mean, like any game with stuns in an FPS is annoying as shit to deal with. Anything
Yeah.
that stops you from doing anything, like Overwatch. No, not Overwatch. Gundam Evolution has a bunch of ops that stun you, and it is frustrating as shit getting hit with. Now, granted, some of those stuns are very difficult to actually hit because of how fast the
Mhm.
gameplay is. But like, I can see why Overwatch got rid of McCree's stun, or not McCree, Cassidy's stun grenade, in favor for just an explosive grenade. There's a lot less stuns in Overwatch because of that. And I think stunning in a game in FPS where you just disable all movement or the like not like a flashbang, but like I think reducing movement like a stun grenade in Warzone makes more sense than completely stopping you and preventing you from doing anything type of
Mhm.
stuns. in like an FPS because it keeps you like you're still able to do something, but stasis hits you, you can't do shit. That shit's annoying. Like in first person shooters. Because you don't know where you get hit from half the time.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, this dude has in his kit, he just stops me from moving. Cool. Game over. Just wins. So I think PvP wise, I think Strand is strong in terms of utility. Like I haven't experienced the Titan or the Warlock Strand attacks yet, but I've been on the receiving end of the Hunter grenades. They're not fun to deal with. I want to say me coming back from not playing Destiny for a long time, it's okay. I was expecting a lot more. Like, I like the subclass. I like the new location. Not a fan of the characters that they introduced. Not a fan of some of the returning characters. Like Osiris is the most annoying man in the world right now. Don't like. I don't like the campaign. I didn't like the campaign. They had a couple cool moments, but that's about it. It was like I was lost. I didn't know what was going on, and that's a problem if you want people to return to your game. It's like, what's the veil? Who's the? Why is Callus still alive? Like, why is the witness like crazy? Like, what's going on with the traveler? Like, there's just so many things that added more questions that I already had questions when I first started playing Destiny back in like 2014. So, yeah, the question it's just like it feels like this was supposed to be some sort of finale to the series and not like another expansion, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Let's see. Let me like I said, let me unravel this, right? Because I have mixed feelings, dog. I have mixed feelings. I said Strand is cool. They did a lot of like quality of life changes that I really like for this season, like the mods, the mod system. Like all the mods are unlocked now. Like you don't have to like go and buy them or unlock them. Like they're unlocked. You just have to get your gear, light level up, or not light level, but the level of the gear up, so you can equip more mods or higher tier mods onto your equipment. So I do like that. That's a good quality of life change because it was annoying, like having to have specific pieces of mods for whatever kind of build you were going for. Like I play mainly a hunter. I try to have my intellect and my mobility as high as possible. Like I try to have those two things as high as possible so I can throw grenades a lot and I can dodge a lot because I play a void hunter. So if I can dodge a lot, I can go invisible a lot. And then I have a helmet that allows me to stay invisible longer. So, I like that. That's a good quality of life change there. There's loadouts now, so you can set specific pieces of gear to whatever like game mode you're doing, like raids, gambit, PvE, PvP, like whatever you're trying to like do. I mean, you can have preset loadouts, so it's like you can easily swap that. Like, okay, I'm about to do gambit. Here's my loadout for gambit. Okay, I'm about to do this. Here's my loadout for this. You know what I mean? Um, I be thinking, the quality of life things are good. Um, the story. Let's talk about the new location, Neo Muna, right? New location's good. I do like it. I like the color scheme. I like the neon lights. I like the vibe. I like everything. I just kind of wish it was bigger. You got to explore more of it. Um, like if you look at like where you're at when you're at Strider's Gate, right? If you look to the right, there's like a whole ass city over there. Like I kind of wish like you were there. You know what I mean? Like you were jumping around with this new ability that allows you to grapple to shit, and you were jumping around this big city like Spider-Man. I kind of want to do that.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they unlock that later down the road, because the thing about Destiny, which I really like about it, is that the seasons unlock more content. Like the seasons are actually like an extended story of what's going on. So like we're in season of Defiance. The last season was the season of the Seraph, which is basically like the Corvus Bray. You unlocking the War Mind again to stop or help slow down the Witness from pulling up and doing what he was doing and shit like that. There's like a whole ass story behind the season pass. So that was like really dope. I like this season of Defiance, how it's like, okay, this is Earth's fight, against the Shadow Legion and the Witness. I do like that. But the main story of Lightfall is, and I'm kind of stealing this from somebody that I play Destiny with. Shout out to my boy Poi. It's good, but it's leaning more towards like bad than like good. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 6. It's like a 6, right? It's a
Yeah.
little above average, but it's just a little above average. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. It's middle of the road. The campaign doesn't do a lot. You know what I mean? They kind of overhype this shit. I think it's more so setting up the story for what's to come next. You know what I mean? Apparently the last expansion for Destiny is called like the Final Shape or some shit like that. So I think this is kind of setting up for that. Now I don't know what the raid is gonna be. Like, do we kill the Witness in the raid? But like I'm not trying to spoil a lot, but it's very, very mid, like story-wise. Like the story's just satisfying enough to where it's good to play. Like it's hard to explain because Witch Queen to me was like a slow burn. Like it was in the beginning, it was pretty good. And then in the middle, it kind of lost me. And then like towards the end, it was fucking fire. Like the last 2 missions for the campaign for Witch Queen were really good. It was just those it was like the first, the second, and then the third, and then the fourth, fifth, and sixth were kind of lame. And then the 7th and 8th were fucking fire. You know what I mean? With Lightfall, it's 8 missions. I would say like the first 2 missions are pretty dope. And then the third and fourth are like, eh. Then the fifth is like, I think that's the Vex mission, is hot garbage.
Yeah.
And then I think like 6 and 7 are just okay. And then 8 is like pretty damn good. Like satisfying. And like the boss fight was pretty dope. It is good. It's just good, man. Yeah, I mean, PvP, they didn't really change a lot there. There's no new maps. There's a new map rotation. So the Trials map is now in PvP and Crucible. Um no new game modes or nothing like that. We got some new exotics. Um I didn't really I didn't get any yet. I just got a bunch of exotic quests, so we'll have to see how they are. But
I
it's
got the
kind of,
bow.
I mean, but that's a season pass item.
Yeah,
So
but
if
it's
you don't,
still new, right?
yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, in the season pass, if you buy the season pass or you grind out to level 35 for free in the season pass, you unlock this bow that shoots stasis shots and can freeze enemies and shit. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Um, like I said, it's kind of weird reviewing Destiny because I feel like with Destiny, you kind of got to review it like if we're just talking about the campaign, which we beat, it's good, just good. But as far as like the content that it has to offer, we kind of got to see. We got to see like a month or 2 down the road, like what the content is like. because we're still kind of, like I said, unraveling things. We fully don't have Strand unlocked. The way you kind of meditate on Strand, you put points into fragments and aspects and all that shit to kind of power it up to get it to that point. You know what I mean? We didn't run the raid yet. We didn't get the dungeon yet. So once we get all that content, we'll be able to say if the $40 purchase of Lightfall is worth it or not.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just say from the rip, if you enjoy and you've been following Destiny 2's campaign and its story and its lore and all that, then yeah, it's worth it. It's $40. I'm pretty sure it gives you the first, I because that's all Eknight bought, and he's got the season pass as well for the season. So I'm pretty sure it gives you this season 20 pass for free, which gives you even more content there. I think it's worthy. $40. Pretty good. I've been having fun. I've been playing it literally nonstop all week. I probably got well over like 12, way over 12 hours into it. I beat the campaign. I did a couple missions on Legendary. I've done PvP. Um, I did the season of Defiant shit with Eknight.
Mhm.
It's just like it was last season. It's repetitive. You literally just do the same. Last season it was heist. This season it's you're doing a rescue mission. Last season you were going into the Seraph bunkers and finding the war mind's power. This season you're just saving civilians and shit. It's the same shit. You're just killing ads. You fight a boss midway. You fight a boss at the end. It's the same shit. Same shit, y'all. So if you're into that, $40 doesn't seem that bad. Um, go for it, dog. Go for it. I do believe you can buy a collection. Let me look. I don't know if it's gonna tell me the price because I have everything for Destiny, but I did see there's a legacy. Yeah, there's a legacy collection here. I don't know how much that shit costs, but it gives you Witch Queen, Forsaken, and Beyond Light. So that's probably like 70 or $80 or some shit like that. So, I mean, if you, like I said, Destiny's one of those things where I've always, you can ask Eknight, we both bought our PS4 for Destiny 1. We got
Mhm.
we got the Destiny 1 PS4 to play Destiny 1 because we're Halo fans. Bungie made Destiny. We
We thought it
followed
was
them
gonna be
onto
like the
the
same. Yeah.
yeah, we followed them on their journey. We played the shit out of Destiny 1. Destiny 2 came out. I played it. Once that first little DLC came out, I dropped it. Didn't play it again till Beyond Light. Played Beyond Light, dropped it. Witch Queen came out. I bought it. Didn't play it for a couple months. Bunch of my streamer friends played Destiny. I was like, okay, let me get into Destiny, and I've been enjoying it ever since. We'll see. We'll just see. We'll just have to see. I think Destiny's one of those, like I said, slow burns where you just gotta see how long you're gonna be, sticking it out and shit like that. Um, but yeah, that is my review of Lightfall. Strand is dope, at least on a hunter. I don't play any of my other classes like that. But Strand is dope, at least on the hunter. Having fun with it, enjoying it.
Mhm.
And yeah, that is my review. That's all I got. All I got. I give it like the story wise, it's a solid 6. I give it like a 6.5. If, if you want to, that's the highest I'll give it. Um, Content wise, it's hard to say. We got to wait until the dungeon comes out, wait until the raid, wait until we can run the raid. You know what I mean? And then we'll see. So we'll probably be revisiting that because I got Eknight stuck. He's on Destiny now. He's on the wave. You know what I
I'm
mean?
playing casually. I'm not going out of my way to play the shit out of it.
Yeah, but we got you in there. So, but yeah, that's it. I think that's all we got for the show. We clocking this one out at like what Almost
2
2
hours.
hours. Oh shit. Yeah, almost 2 hours. Yeah. We're 15 minutes shy from 2 hours. I mean,
Good. Well, I
yeah.
gotta take a poop.
He always says that at the end of every
I have
motherfucking
to. I have
episode.
to. I really do. Like we do
But
this
yeah,
shit in the
man.
morning. I drink a lot of coffee. It's time.
Well, this has been episode 55 Infernal Gaming Podcast. My closing note is make sure you check out the link tree link in the bio. It has not only not in the bio, for the description of the podcast, it has all of our links to the YouTube version, the Spotify version, the Apple Podcast version, as well as our personal links, our Twitches, our YouTubes, our Twitters, our Instagrams. Make sure you follow us on all those platforms. We're trying to grow. On Twitch, we're on the road. This week we'll start the road to 700 followers. I think we're like at 670, so we're 30 followers shy of 700. So let's get it. We're gonna make that push. Um, Make sure you follow Eknight. He's back to streaming this week. Where are you at with Twitch followers?
I think I hit 100 while I was off somehow.
Oh, good shit, man. So make sure you go follow him. I mean, he's got some more content coming. Definitely check out his YouTube. He's been working. I see he dropped a video yesterday, a short. Yeah, man. And I want to give a little shout out to my boy Brock too. Make sure you check him out. I have his link in the description for the podcast and all that. Make sure you go check him out. But yeah, this has been episode 55. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.
All right, I'm gonna go poop.